Right now, as you watch this, your brain is performing a series of covert operations behind your back, deleting memories, forging feelings of familiarity, and running ancient survival code that hasn't been updated in 50,000 years. You believe you are the pilot of your own consciousness, but the truth is far more unsettling. Your mind is making critical decisions about your reality without ever asking for your permission. It is a silent architect, constantly rewriting the narrative of your life while you remain blissfully unaware of the edits being made in real time. Think about the way you remember a face or a name. Is it an accurate record, or is your brain just faking familiarity to keep you moving forward? In this documentary, we strip back the veil to expose exactly what your brain is hiding from you and the hard science of why these hidden mechanisms exist. From the neurological delete, keys that prune away inconvenient memories, to the primitive instincts buried in your gray matter, coding your every reaction like a prehistoric survival manual. We are diving into the secret architecture of your head. You aren't just watching a video. You are about to witness the invisible machinery that dictates how you perceive safety, threat, and truth. It is time to uncover the hidden layers of your own biology and understand why the most important functions of your mind are the ones it refuses to show you. Think back as far as you possibly can, past your first day of school, past your first word, and deeper into the fog of your very own infancy. Try to remember exactly what it felt like to be 2 years old. You can't. In fact, almost no one on this planet can. There is a terrifying void where your earliest life should be, and there is a specific biological reason why those memories have been erased from your mind. It is a phenomenon known as infantile amnesia. While you were experiencing the world as a toddler, your brain was undergoing a radical, chaotic construction project. Your hippocampus, the physical headquarters for memory storage, wasn't finished wiring itself until you hit age 3 or 4. Because of this developmental gap, those early experiences were lived in real time, but they were never actually filed away into the archives. They weren't just forgotten, they were never recorded. The version of you that existed in those first few years belonged to a person your brain can no longer access. It is as if the files were deleted before the hard drive was fully installed. You are living in the aftermath of a biological blackout, where your earliest moments remain locked behind a neurological wall, leaving you with a mystery that even your own mind isn't allowed to solve. Your brain is betraying your perception of reality, and right now, that glitch could be happening within the very folds of your consciousness. You think you are experiencing a haunting coincidence, but what if your mind is actually malfunctioning in real time? This is déjà vu, a profound neurological hiccup where the line between now and then begins to dissolve. The leading theory suggests this isn't a ghost or a psychic premonition. It is a sophisticated timing error in your neural architecture. Imagine your brain as a high-speed processor. In a split second, a brand new moment enters your awareness. However, due to a microscopic delay in the transmission of data, your brain accidentally tags this fresh experience as an old memory before you have even consciously processed it. For one terrifying fraction of a second, your consciousness is caught in a loop. The present feels like a replay because your internal memory check system just took a wrong turn. It isn't a sign of decay, but rather something more fascinating. This phenomenon is most common in healthy young brains, a surge of neural activity where the memory check system is working so intensely that it occasionally stutters under the load. You aren't losing your mind. Your brain is simply overeager to organize the world around you. It's a high-speed recognition system firing too fast, creating a momentary overlap between the immediate and the remembered. Every time it happens, your brain is just testing its own limits. Every night, while you think you're drifting into nothingness, your brain is actually engaging in a high-stakes tactical simulation that could decide whether you survive the next day. You aren't just resting. Deep within the folds of your cortex, a hidden architecture is running a private rehearsal, a silent training ground where your mind processes every piece of data it gathered while you were awake. During REM sleep, Your brain systematically files away important memories and catalogs information to ensure they stick. But there's something more primal happening in the shadows of your subconscious. Your mind identifies potential threats from your environment and forces you to rehearse how to handle them in a simulated space. This is why so many dreams are plagued by the visceral terror of being chased or the sudden, sickening sensation of falling. These aren't random glitches. They are your brain's way of practicing survival. It creates these scenarios to sharpen your reflexes and test your reactions against danger. However, there is a terrifying biological paradox at play here. While your mind is frantically rehearsing how to fight or flee from a predator, your body is physically locked in total paralysis. Your nervous system intentionally shuts down your muscles so that you don't actually act out the chase or leap from the height as you dream. You are trapped in a mental war zone where the stakes are life and death, while your physical form remains frozen, safe from the actions of your own imagination. You might think that sharp, cracking sound is the grinding of your very skeleton, but what you're actually hearing is a hidden physical reaction occurring right beneath your skin. When you reach for your knuckles and feel that sudden pop, you aren't fracturing bone or tearing tissue. You are witnessing a high-pressure physics event. Deep inside every joint, your body produces a lubricating fluid containing dissolved gases. The moment you pull the joint open, you create a sudden drop in pressure. This causes those gas bubbles to rapidly collapse, and that's the crack. It is a microscopic explosion of air molecules reacting to the space you just created. You can feel it vibrate through your fingers, but it isn't a sign of decay. It's a simple change in state. Many people live in constant fear that this habit is destroying their mobility, haunted by the persistent myth that they are wearing out their hands for future pain. But the science tells a different story. Decades of rigorous studies have dismantled this fear. One specific doctor took the ultimate test. He cracked only one hand for 60 years while leaving the other untouched. At the end of those 6 decades, there was no difference. No extra wear, no inflammation, and absolutely no link to arthritis. The terrifying warning you've been told is a ghost, a myth that has survived longer than the truth, but your joints aren't paying the price. You are carrying a secret biological betrayal right under your skin, a ghost of an ancient identity that refuses to die. Look closely at your arms when you feel that sudden chill. Those tiny bumps aren't just a reaction to the cold, they are haunting. Every time you get goosebumps, involuntary muscles are firing, yanking each individual hair follicle upright in a desperate, instinctive reflex. On your smooth human skin, this physical display is functionally useless, yet your body performs it with relentless precision. You are witnessing a glitch in your evolution, an echo of a survival code written tens of thousands of years ago. Imagine your ancestors roaming the wild. For them, this wasn't a strange sensation. It was a life-saving defense mechanism. In a world of teeth and claws, those upright hairs served 2 critical functions. They puffed up their fur to make them appear larger and more intimidating to encroaching predators, and they trapped a vital layer of warm air against the skin to ward off lethal freezing temperatures. Today, you don't have the thick coat of a prehistoric beast, but your DNA hasn't received the memo. You are running a 50,000-year-old survival program designed for a body that no longer exists. Every shiver is a biological memory, a frantic command from your primal past to protect you from a wilderness you no longer inhabit. Your body is haunted by an ancient ghost, fighting a war against enemies that vanished millennia ago. Your brain is currently a chemical battlefield, and right now you are losing ground. You might think you can power through the fatigue, but after just 24 hours of being awake, your cognitive defenses begin to crumble in a way that is terrifyingly similar to alcohol poisoning. Science confirms it. At this point, your judgment, your memory, and your reaction time don't just slow down, they crash. You are effectively operating under the same neurological impairment as someone who is legally intoxicated, making every decision you make high risk and increasingly unpredictable. But the danger escalates when you push past that 24-hour mark. This is where microsleeps take hold. These aren't just moments of tiredness. They are sudden, involuntary shutdowns where your brain effectively flips a switch to off for several seconds while your eyes remain open. You are physically present but mentally gone, a terrifying gap in consciousness that you cannot control. You have to understand that sleep isn't some optional luxury or a simple period of rest. It is a biological necessity for survival. While you sleep, your brain initiates a critical cleaning cycle, physically flushing out the toxic waste products that accumulate in your system every single hour of your waking life. When you skip sleep, those toxins stay behind, clouding your mind and degrading your biology. You aren't just tired. You are letting a chemical and neurological and hazard build up inside your own head. You've ever walked into a room and suddenly felt your mind go blank, that jarring moment where the purpose of your journey evaporates into thin air. It feels like a momentary lapse in memory, a glitch in your hardware, but what is actually happening is something far more profound. Your brain isn't failing you. It is actively restructuring your reality. Scientists call this phenomenon the doorway effect. Think about how your brain processes space. To your subconscious, a physical threshold isn't just wood and frame. It is a psychological boundary. Every time you cross a doorway, your mind treats that transition as the end of one event and the beginning of another. In an instant, your consciousness prepares to adapt to a new environment. To make room for what lies ahead, your brain quietly files away the mental room you just exited. It essentially hits a reset button on your immediate focus to prepare you for the next task. The truth is that your thought isn't actually lost or deleted from your consciousness. Instead, it becomes geographically tethered to the space you left behind. Your intention remains intact, but your brain has archived it under the coordinates of the previous room. You are experiencing a sophisticated cognitive filing system in real time. The next time you find yourself standing in a hallway, staring at nothing, remember, your mind hasn't forgotten. It's simply waiting for you to step back into the space where the information is stored. Imagine your childhood summer stretching out like a vast, golden wasteland where every sunset felt like an eternity. But now, just 1 year vanishes in the blink of an eye. Why did time betray you? You aren't imagining the shift. There is a biological mechanism at play that governs how your brain archives your existence. Part of this distortion is pure proportion. When you were 8, a single year represented a massive, dominant slice of your entire life, while for you now, it is a microscopic sliver of your timeline. But the deeper, more unsettling truth lies in the neurological processing of novelty. When you were a child, every day was a minefield of firsts. Your brain was forced to work overtime, recording the first time you tasted a sour fruit, the first time you crossed a busy street, or the first time you felt the sting of a scraped knee. These experiences were high-priority data points, etched into your memory with vivid, rich detail because they were brand new. Now, as an adult, your brain has switched to energy-saving mode. Your days have become a cycle of routine, the same commute, the same breakfast, the same familiar faces. Because nothing is new, your mind stops recording the details, allowing weeks and months to blur into a single gray smudge. You aren't just losing time. Your brain is simply deciding that today isn't worth remembering. Your phone just buzzed in your pocket, but you look down and the screen is dark. It never moved. You aren't imagining the sensation. Your brain is actually betraying your senses. This is known as phantom vibration syndrome, a psychological phenomenon that currently plagues the majority of smartphone users worldwide. You might think it's just a glitch in your perception, but it's something much deeper. A fundamental rewiring of how you process reality, because you are constantly primed to expect an alert, a text, a notification, or an emergency. Your brain has entered a state of hypervigilance. It is no longer waiting for a signal, it is hunting for one. When your brain is this desperate for information, it begins to misinterpret the world around you. A slight shift in your clothing against your skin, a minor muscle twitch, or even a subtle change in air pressure is instantly hijacked by your subconscious and translated into the specific buzz of a notification. It is a psychological hallucination triggered by your own expectations. This isn't just a quirk of technology. It is a window into the terrifying reality of human cognition. It proves that your brain doesn't simply receive data from the outside world. It predicts it before it happens. You aren't seeing what is there. You are seeing what you expect to be there, proving how easily your own mind can manufacture a reality out of nothing but anticipation. Your brain is being hijacked by a mental parasite that refuses to let go. You might think you're just humming a tune, but your mind is actually trapped in a neurological loop, a psychological phenomenon known as an earworm. It isn't just a catchy melody. It is a cognitive itch, a persistent irritation triggered when your brain encounters an unfinished pattern and becomes obsessed with completing it. Think about why you can't shake that one specific line from your head. Your brain is wired to seek closure. When a song features a repetitive chorus rather than the entire arrangement, it creates a tension gap. The music provides just enough of a hook to engage your auditory cortex, but leaves the final resolution hanging in the air. Your mind, desperate for order, tries to fill in those blanks over and over again, creating a loop that can haunt you for hours or even days. The only way to break this psychological cycle is to provide the finish your brain is starving for. You can shatter the loop by mentally playing the song through to its very end, satisfying the craving for completion. Or you can force your focus elsewhere with a small puzzle, something that demands your full cognitive attention. By giving your brain a different problem to solve, you finally cut the wire, silencing the internal broadcast and reclaiming control over your own thoughts. You are being manipulated by your own biology without even realizing it. It starts with a single word, a simple, common verb, yawn. You might just read the word yawn on the screen and feel your jaw begin to slacken, your lungs preparing to take in a deeper draft of air. This isn't a random glitch in your nervous system. It is a biological reflex triggered by something hidden beneath the surface of your consciousness. Scientists have identified this as contagious yawning, and its presence in your life is directly tied to empathy and social bonding. The closer you feel to another person, the deeper the bond of trust or connection, the more likely their involuntary yawn will pull one from you like a physical thread. You are literally mirroring the internal state of those around you. But why would evolution permit such a strange, shared behavior? Some experts believe this is an ancient herd signal, a primitive survival mechanism that once served a vital purpose in the wild. Imagine a group of early ancestors huddled together. Contagious yawning may have functioned as a way to sync a group's alertness and sleep cycles simultaneously. It was a collective defense mechanism, ensuring that if one member needed to reset their state or transition into rest, the entire tribe followed suit. Every time you mirror that reflex, you are echoing an ancestral code, designed to keep the pack unified and safe in a dangerous world. Imagine sitting in a room so perfectly still that it feels heavy, a void where even your own breathing seems to echo. You think you're experiencing true silence, but if you sit there long enough, something unsettling begins to emerge from the shadows of your perception. A faint, ghostly ring starts to tingle at the edge of your hearing. It isn't a sound coming from outside. It is a haunting signal from within. When your ears are deprived of any external data to process, no wind, no footsteps, no hum of electronics, your brain doesn't just stop working. Instead, it panics. To protect you from a perceived void, your brain turns up the gain on its internal hearing circuits, cranking the volume until it begins to amplify the raw, underlying electricity of your own nervous system. You aren't hearing a ghost or a distant noise. You are hearing the physical machinery of your own biology. That high-pitched ring is the sound of your neurons firing in the dark. The silence isn't actually silent. You are finally hearing the machine itself. This invisible frequency is the baseline of your existence, a constant electrical buzz that usually remains buried under the noise of the world. But when the world goes quiet, the veil drops, and you are forced to confront the raw electricity powering your consciousness. You aren't listening to the room. You are listening to the firing of the wires that make you human. You think you have control over your body, but there is a silent predator in your nervous system, your brain's ability to predict the future. Try it right now. Go ahead and tickle yourself. Nothing happens. You feel nothing. But beneath the surface of your skin, a sophisticated biological war is being waged. Your brain is constantly running a high-speed simulation of every move you make, predicting the sensations your own limbs will cause before they even land. It effectively mutes those signals, canceling them out to filter the noise of your own existence. Why does it do this? Because for your ancestors to survive, the brain had to identify what is asterisk, not asterisk you. If a bug crawls on your arm or a hand reaches from the shadows, your brain needs to flag that immediate threat instantly. It isolates the foreign from the familiar. This creates a massive biological loop. Tickling only works when there is an element of unpredictable chaos. Because your brain can see your own fingers coming, it ignores them as part of your internal map. But when another person reaches out, the prediction fails. The timing is off, the intent is hidden, and the sensation becomes a sudden, jarring spike of data that your brain cannot ignore. You aren't just feeling a touch, you are experiencing the very moment your nervous system realizes something else is in the room. It is the ultimate survival mechanism, a filter designed to keep you from ignoring the hands reaching out from the dark. Imagine your head as a high-tech fortress where every single connection counts, but beneath the surface, a silent war for survival is being waged while you rest. You believe your brain is a static organ, but it is actually a dynamic landscape that must constantly purge its own waste to function. Deep within your gray matter, specialized cells called microglia are patrolling the corridors of your mind like microscopic scavengers. Their job is vital. They prune away weak connections and clear out cellular debris, essentially allowing the brain to digest parts of itself to maintain peak efficiency. It is a necessary destruction, a biological pruning that keeps your thoughts sharp and your neural pathways clean. But here is where the danger hides. When you deprive yourself of sleep, this delicate system doesn't just stop, it spirals out of control. Without the restorative window of rest, these microglia go into overdrive in the wrong way, turning from gardeners into vandals. Instead of surgical pruning, they begin to overclear, creating a chaotic environment where healthy connections are at risk of being erased. This biological malfunction is not just a minor inconvenience, it creates a direct physical toll on your cognitive architecture. Scientists believe this specific failure, this frantic, disorganized cleanup, may be one of the primary reasons chronic sleep loss is linked to permanent, long-term brain damage. Every hour you lose sleep, you are gambling with the very structure of your mind. Your brain is currently hiding a backdoor, a direct neurological shortcut that bypasses your conscious filters to strike you with raw, unfiltered emotion. You don't see it coming until it hits. One single whiff of a specific scent from your childhood, and suddenly the present moment dissolves. You aren't just remembering a room, you are physically transported back into it. This isn't a poetic coincidence. It is biological engineering. While your eyes and ears must process data through multiple layers of the brain before reaching your consciousness, the sense of smell is wired differently. It is hardwired, almost directly, into the hippocampus and the amygdala, the command centers for memory and emotion. Because it skips the usual relay stations, a scent doesn't just suggest a thought, it triggers an immediate chemical takeover. This is why a faded photograph can only show you what happened, but a specific note of pine, old paper, or toasted bread can force your body to relive it with visceral intensity. It unlocks a vivid memory faster and more powerfully than any visual record ever could. Your brain treats these scents as high-priority data, bypassing the gatekeepers that usually filter our experiences. When that scent hits your nose, the gates fly open. You aren't just looking at a memory, you are experiencing a neurological hijack that bridges the gap between who you are now and who you were years ago. You believe you are witnessing reality as it truly is, but what if I told you that everything you see right now is a sophisticated lie? Every moment of your life is being filtered through a biological hallucination. Your eyes aren't high-definition cameras. They actually deliver a low-resolution, jittery, and fractured feed to your mind. It is a chaotic stream of data, stuttering and incomplete, but your brain refuses to let you see the cracks. Instead, it performs an invisible miracle of construction. It stabilizes the shaking images of your environment, stitches together the jagged edges of motion, and meticulously paints over the massive blind spots where information is missing entirely. Your consciousness isn't experiencing the world. It is watching a seamless movie that your brain produces in real time to mask the underlying chaos. You aren't looking at the room around you. You are seeing your brain's best guess of what that room should look like. Every color, every shadow, and every smooth movement is a calculated reconstruction designed to keep you oriented in a confusing world. You are living inside a curated simulation, trapped within a masterpiece of mental fabrication. The reality you depend on to survive isn't the raw data. It's the polished, edited version your mind creates to hide the truth from you. You don't see the world as it is. You only see what your brain decides is safe for you to perceive. Your pulse is racing, your palms are slick with sweat, and your chest tightens as if an intruder is closing in. But you aren't actually running for your life. You're sitting in a theater seat or strapped into a steel carriage on a roller coaster. Your body can't tell the difference. When you watch a horror film jump scare you or plummet down a vertical drop, your brain floods your system with the exact same chemicals triggered by a predator's strike: adrenaline, cortisol, and a spike in heart rate. It is a primal chemical flood designed to keep you alive in the wild. However, there is a sophisticated override hidden deep within your gray matter. A specialized, safe region of your brain monitors your surroundings and realizes that while your body screams danger, your environment signals safety. This creates a profound neurological mismatch because you know, deep down, that the monster on screen isn't real and the track under you is bolted to the earth. Your brain rewires the experience in real time. It strips away the panic and replaces it with something addictive, a thrill. It becomes a controlled hit of high-octane adrenaline followed by an immediate wave of relief. Your survival wiring actually rewards this cycle. It grants you a safe way to experience the peak of human intensity without the lethal consequences. You aren't just watching a movie or riding a ride. You are hacking your own biology to chase a rush that your ancestors would have traded anything to experience. Imagine if I told you that there is a second brain operating inside your body right now, hidden behind your rib cage, influencing every decision you make and every emotion you feel. You might think your thoughts originate solely in the space between your ears, but you are being manipulated from within. Deep inside your digestive tract lies a complex network containing hundreds of millions of neurons, a literal, biological command center that functions independently of your skull. It doesn't just process nutrients. It produces the vast majority of your body's serotonin, the very chemical responsible for regulating your happiness and stability. This isn't just biology. It is a constant, clandestine conversation between your gut and your brain. Every time you feel that sudden jolt of anxiety, that heavy knot of dread, or that visceral gut feeling before a big decision, you aren't imagining it. That physical sensation is the direct result of your internal neurons communicating with your brain in real time. Your mood isn't just a mental state. It is a chemical reaction to what you consume, and your stomach is the conductor of that symphony. When your gut sends a signal of fear, your brain reacts instantly. The gut feeling isn't a poetic metaphor or a mysterious intuition. It is a literal, physical communication line. You are walking around with a biological partner that dictates your emotional highs and lows, proving that your internal world is far more complex than you ever realized. You are currently being deceived by your own brain, and it's happening every time you step into a crowded room. You think you are listening to the world around you, but in reality, your brain is lying to you to keep you from falling into chaos. When the roar of background noise rises, the clatter of plates, the hum of voices, or the thrum of traffic, your ears physically lose their grip on the signal. But your brain refuses to let you experience a gap in information. To protect you, it begins to hallucinate. It identifies fragments of a sentence and frantically fills in the missing syllables using context, speed, and probability. It's a high-speed mental shortcut so seamless that you don't even realize it's happening until it fails you. This is exactly why you can hear a song for years and hear a lyric that doesn't exist, only to be stunned into silence the moment you see the actual words printed on the screen. Once your brain creates that mental bridge, the illusion becomes reality. You cannot unhear the lie because your mind has already filed it away as truth. You aren't just a passive receiver of sound waves. You are a predictive machine. Hearing isn't just about the physical mechanics of your ears. It is 50% biological input and 50% psychological prediction. Your brain isn't just recording what's happening in the room. It is constantly gambling on what asterisk should asterisk be there, filling the silence with its own inventions before you ever have a chance to notice the gap. You think you are the pilot of your own life. But what if I told you that your brain is actually making the decisions before your conscious mind even hears the news? Imagine for a moment that every choice you make, every word you speak, and every turn you take is being orchestrated by hidden machinery deep within your skull. Recent neuroimaging technology has revealed a chilling reality. Brain scans can detect a simple choice forming seconds before you feel you've actually decided to make it. In those silent, invisible moments, the neurons are firing and the pathways are locking in. By the time your conscious mind finally receives the signal, the machinery has already moved. It is only then that your brain performs its most sophisticated trick. It constructs a narrative, a convenient story where you appear to be in total control of the steering wheel. You aren't the architect of your actions. You are merely the narrator describing them after they've already happened. This creates a profound psychological illusion of autonomy. If your thoughts are just delayed reports from an automated system, then free will isn't the author of your life's script. It is simply the voice reading it out loud to you as you go. You aren't choosing. You are observing your own biology execute a pre-programmed command. The next time you feel certain about a decision, ask yourself, did you truly choose that path? Or was the story already written by your neurons before you even knew what was at stake? You are staring at a wall, your mind spinning in circles around a problem that feels impossible to crack. And this mental exhaustion isn't just a feeling. It's a biological warning sign that your brain is hitting a hard limit. You feel like you're hitting a dead end, but the solution isn't hidden in another hour of frustrated staring. It's hiding behind your eyelids. When we tell you to sleep on it, we aren't offering a lazy excuse. We are describing a sophisticated neurological process that reshapes your reality while you unconscious. While you drift into sleep, your brain doesn't just shut down. It goes to work as an architect of information. It begins to replay and recombine every piece of data you gathered during the day, weaving threads together that were previously too tangled for your waking mind to see. It takes those distant, disconnected ideas and physically links them in a web of new connections. This is why that aha moment, the sudden spark of clarity, almost always strikes in the morning. Your brain spent the night building the bridge you were unable to cross during the day. The next time you find yourself stuck, don't fight the wall. Trust the neuroscience. Give your mind the permission to go offline so it can perform the heavy lifting of synthesis. The answer isn't missing. It's just waiting for the right neurological architecture to be built overnight. Your brain is hardwired to prioritize your survival over the truth, and in this split second, that instinct could be the only thing keeping you alive. You're moving along the path when it happens. A jagged shape lies across the dirt. Your heart hammers against your ribs. Your muscles lock. For a heartbeat of pure adrenaline, you believe it is a venomous snake coiled to strike. It is only after the chemical surge of terror washes over you that your eyes focus enough to see the truth. It's just a fallen stick. But why did your body lie to you? You have to understand the ancient architecture of your own mind. There are two distinct pathways in your brain. One is slow, methodical, and accurate. It takes its time to analyze textures and colors. The other is crude, lightning fast, and primitive. This second route bypasses logic entirely, screaming directly into your fear center. It doesn't care if the snake is real or a piece of wood. Its only job is to make sure you don't die today. In the brutal theater of evolution, The deal was struck millions of years ago. It is better to suffer 1,000 false alarms than to risk just one missed predator. Evolution doesn't reward accuracy. It rewards survival. You react first and identify later because, in the wild, the cost of being wrong about a threat is extinction. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's running a prehistoric defense system designed to keep you breathing. Imagine standing in a dense crowd where your own senses begin to blur and your individual judgment quietly dims. You might feel like you're losing control, but what's actually happening is a deep, prehistoric hijack of your brain's wiring. Your mind isn't failing you. It is reacting to a primal threat buried in your DNA. In our ancient past, the stakes were absolute. Being cast out from the tribe didn't just mean loneliness. It meant certain death. You could not survive the wilderness alone. And so evolution hardwired a desperate mechanism into your psyche. Your brain now rewards you for blending in, rewarding the impulse to mirror the emotions of those around you. It is a survival instinct disguised as social harmony. When you find yourself nodding along with a group's mood or hesitating to speak up against a collective trend, that isn't a personal weakness. It is your subconscious trying to keep you safe from exile. This herd mentality is so powerful that it can override your own logic, nudging you to match the crowd even when it goes against your better sense. You aren't choosing to conform. Your biology is forcing you to. Belonging isn't a preference or a personality trait. It is an ancient survival tactic designed to ensure you remain part of the pack. Every time you feel that pull to fall in line, you are hearing the echoes of a primitive warning. Stay with the group and you survive. Think of your mind not as a vault, but as a construction site where the blueprints are constantly being redrawn while you sleep. Every time you reach into the past to pull out a memory, you aren't pressing play on a video file stored in a dusty archive. You are physically rebuilding that moment from scratch in your brain. The terrifying truth is that every single time you revisit a thought, you aren't just observing the past, you are actively rewriting it. Each time you recall an event, your brain takes the pieces and stitches them back together. But in that process of reconstruction, it subtly edits the texture, the colors, and the facts. You think you are remembering a fixed point in time, but you are actually creating a new version, saving it over the old one like a file being overwritten. This is why a memory can feel incredibly vivid, crystal clear, and absolute, yet be fundamentally, factually wrong. The more often you dwell on a moment, the more your brain optimizes it, smoothing out the edges or deepening the emotions until the original reality is lost forever. Your most cherished memories, the ones you revisit most often to find comfort, are ironically the ones that have been rewritten the most times. You aren't holding onto a piece of history. You are holding onto an edited masterpiece, where the most frequently visited paths in your mind are the ones most distorted by the very act of remembering. You aren't just watching that person suffer from a distance. Your brain is physically reacting as if the blow landed on your own skin. There is a hidden biological mechanism lurking in your nervous system, a sophisticated mirror system designed to bridge the gap between you and them. These neural pathways fire instantly when you perform an action, but here is the unsettling truth. They fire with equal intensity when you simply witness someone else act. When you see a stranger stumble or endure pain, your brain triggers a visceral wince. It isn't just a sympathetic thought, it is a biological reflex. This is the core architecture of empathy, the invisible thread that binds human experience together. Because of these mirror neurons, emotions don't just travel through the air, they spread like a physical contagion through a room. You are biologically hardwired to absorb the atmosphere around you. If someone nearby is gripped by terror, your brain mimics those chemical signals. If they feel triumph, your system mirrors that surge. This isn't a choice you make or a personality trait you were born with. It is a survival mechanism encoded into your very anatomy. You are wired to feel what the people around you feel because, for our ancestors, to be disconnected from the emotions of the tribe was a death sentence. Your brain refuses to let you be an island. Every shared gasp and collective shudder is proof that your internal world is constantly being reshaped by the presence of others. Your phone isn't just a tool in your pocket. It is a sophisticated psychological trap designed to hijack the very machinery of your survival. Every time that screen lights up, every notification and new video provides a microscopic hit of dopamine. But here is the truth they don't tell you. Dopamine is not the chemical of happiness. It is the chemical of asterisk wanting asterisk. It is the biological itch that demands you keep searching, keep scrolling, and never feel satisfied. Think about the mechanics of a slot machine. The unpredictability of the reward is what creates the addiction. Because you don't know when the next win is coming, your brain becomes obsessed with the next pull. This is exactly how the algorithm functions. It feeds you inconsistent rewards to keep you hooked on the hunt. Now, look deeper at your own biology. Your survival brain was forged in an era of scarcity. For thousands of years, your ancestors survived by seeking out rare information and food sources. Scarcity meant life, and abundance meant death. But today, that ancient hardware is being exploited. You are being farmed by an infinite feed that mimics the hunt but provides no end. Your brain thinks it's finding vital resources to survive, while in reality, it's trapped in a digital loop designed to harvest your attention. They have turned your primal instincts into a commodity, and every swipe is a step deeper into their machine. You are currently a prisoner to a biological program you didn't choose, and until you understand the hidden mechanics behind your thoughts, you are being controlled by an ancient system designed for survival, not success. You feel like your focus is broken or your discipline is failing, but the truth is far more unsettling. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It is executing a prehistoric blueprint with terrifying precision. Millions of years ago, your ancestors survived by reacting to immediate threats and prioritizing instant rewards over long-term goals. Today, that same survival machine is firing off alarms in your mind when you try to focus, and it's triggering hits of dopamine just to keep you safe in a world that no longer demands those primitive reflexes. It does this behind a veil of silence, operating in the shadows of your consciousness without ever asking for your permission. But here is the turning point. Once you pull back the curtain on these hidden mechanisms, the power dynamic shifts instantly. You stop being a passenger in your own head and start becoming the architect. When you can see exactly how these biological traps are laid, you can begin to work with your brain's chemistry instead of being dominated by its impulses. If this revelation has fundamentally rewired how you perceive your own mind, stay with us. We break down one of these deep-seated psychological systems every single week to give you the keys to your own mental kingdom. Subscribe now to reclaim control.